I'm honored to introduce our next speaker, Kayi Nakazwe. And the very first thing I ever did as a newly minted MP, now almost 7 years ago, the first public thing I did was to introduce her mother across the ocean. She was in Zambia, and I was here in Victoria. We connected her because she was speaking at a large Videa meeting, and her mom is a human rights activist, and her passport had been taken away, and she couldn't join us. So it was really an honor to listen to her, and I'm thrilled that her daughter is with us here today. She's an international student from Zambia. She's studying sociology. She studied sociology, rather, at St. Francis Xavier University in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And after graduating in 2005, she worked as an intern for the Federation of Community Social Services of BC and for Videa. She's currently doing a diploma in social justice studies at the University of Victoria, and talking about issues of social inequality and justice have been, I think, a part of her daily upbringing. And I think we're going to be inspired by listening to Kayi. Thank you.
Wow, what a great group of speakers. It's humbling to be here and to listen to all of you. You can call this my talk Musings of a Young Activist. You can call this Musings of a Young Activist. In many ways, I feel like I'm just beginning, even though I grew up listening to my mom and at her lap heard words like solidarity and social change, and the struggle continues from a young age, and grew up aware that there were people who didn't have in my community, that there were needs in my community, and that someone needed to stand up and speak about these inequalities. And so a quote that stood out to me from the poem that Janet wrote is, "Collective actions tell of challenges overcome by solidarity and resolve using education and technology, connecting like minds." It's very plain that we live in a society that values individualism and instant gratification. And these ideals have permeated understandings of social justice and change-making. Our society honors individuals. As a result, when we think of being inspired to make change, we want to hear pioneer stories. Stories of lone rangers who, against all odds, made significant change. These stories are rarely true. Even more, they make change-making unsustainable and undemocratic. So I emphasize collective action today. Change-making is a process that a community engages in. Change-making is not for a special group of women. It's for ordinary women who begin from where they are, becoming aware of the needs around them and becoming aware of their privilege. Women who resolve not to pay a blind eye to injustice in their spheres of influence. Women who connect with others to make change possible, journeying with others for the long haul towards making the change we want. So who are the women in your life? What concerns you about your community today? How are you going to come together to join like-minded women and resolve to make a change where you are? Collective community action has brought about change all over North Africa, but it has come at a cost. Families and communities have been killed in the Arab Spring. What are you willing to do for social change? How are you going to stand in solidarity with those on the front lines? Making change costs. Let's not kid ourselves. The words collective, solidarity, and connecting in Janet Rogers' poem speak of relationship, and longevity in relationship as we journey together towards the change that we want.
Thank you.